Coming at you with the host we picked up off the street and the camera my aunt used to shoot my bar mitzvah. It's The Wild Card with Erin Fish.
Welcome to The Wild Card. I'm your host, Erin Fish. If you're like me and the rest of America, after the first weekend in March, your bracket is already busted, right? I mean, RIP to these brackets. To be clear, that was not a comment on their status, it was a demand. The big story of the weekend, coming out of the South, was the 16-seed UMBC Retrievers. That's right, Retrievers defeat number 1 UVA for the first ever 16-over-1 upset. The 1 seeds had won 136 consecutive first-round games before Virginia screwed the pooch. Well, I guess technically the pooch screwed Virginia, but that's not the only news from the South. Number 11 Loyola Chicago has been putting on quite a run with upsets over number 6 Miami and number 3 Tennessee. Their good luck charm must be their 98-year-old chaplain's sister Jean, who sits courtside for every game. In fact, after the loss, next football season, Miami has decided to replace its turnover chain with Sister Jean's rosary beads. Number 2, University of Cincinnati, and number 1, Xavier University, which is located in Cincinnati, are both headed home early. Collectively, the city of Cincinnati blew a 34-point lead in the last 10 minutes, pulling off a pretty impressive 2017 Atlanta Falcons impersonation. When described as the worst sports city in Ohio, Cleveland assured the nation that the NFL draft is just a month away. In other news this week, Ty Lue has decided to step away from coaching the Cleveland Cavaliers due to health reasons. With Lue out of the picture, the road is clear for LeBron James to finally become the new head coach. In all seriousness, we are wishing Ty Lue the best and hoping to see him back on the court soon. Finally, to end on a positive note, this weekend Braden Halliday, son of Roy Halladay, pitched a perfect inning against his father's former team, the Toronto Blue Jays. After the inning, Halladay left the mound to a standing ovation from everyone in the stands, and I'm sure from one more spectator watching above. Today on the show, we have a very special guest and one of my best friends, Ivan Traczuk.
What's up, Erin?
Hey,
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming
Pretty
on.
exciting stuff.
So Ivan has a very interesting story. He actually just finished up his 3rd round of chemotherapy just yesterday,
Yes.
which explains the bald head.
I do not have male pattern baldness yet. Hopefully this is gonna grow back, who knows? My grandfather went bald at like 24, so a little nervous, but yeah, just finished up, feeling good.
So do you want to tell everybody a little bit about your story and what happened?
Sure, yeah. So right before we went to spring break, or right before we went to Christmas break, because Erin and I are both graduate students, I was just kind of hanging out on my couch, and I actually, adjusted down there, and something felt a little off. So I went to the emergency room. I was actually texting you during it, and I got diagnosed with cancer. Something that you never think is going to happen to you, really kind of takes you back, but they operated. I had what's called an orchiectomy, which is just a fancy medical term for saying I have 1 testicle now. And I mean, you know what, 9 weeks later, I've gone through 3 cycles of chemo, and I'm looking forward to not dealing with this anymore. It's been a trip,
Yeah, so things are looking good though?
Things are looking great, getting my energy back, really not trying to be known as the cancer kid. Obviously, it's a huge part of my life, I'll never forget it, but I like to just think of it as an obstacle that I had to get over, and now we're over it.
We are.
Yes.
We did it together, and we are going to make shirts, right? We decided on that?
Yes, April is National Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. So really what I'm just trying to get out is just, guys, don't take these monthly checkups like as a joke, take it seriously, you never know. It is one of the least common cancers, but it is the most common in young men. So I really just, I want to assure that everyone is staying safe.
Good. So tell us a little bit about what you would like to do after you leave Newhouse.
Well, that is a great question because I really don't even know.
Yeah.
I love sports.
Yep.
I love comedy. I don't know if I'm funny.
You are funny.
Thank you. So, the plan is Los Angeles.
Okay.
Write for a sitcom someday. Hopefully blend sports into that somehow because, huge Eagles fan. Go Birds. It's been a great year for that. Huge Miami Hurricanes fan where I went for undergrad. So it's hard for me to believe that I'm going to just completely get away from sports for the rest of my life because I just don't think that's possible.
Speaking of Miami, they were upset this weekend by Sister Jean.
I don't even think it was the team. I'm pretty sure it was just Sister
her.
Jean.
Just her.
You can't help but be okay with the fact that you lost to someone that's got a 98-year-old chaplain.
Yes.
It was a tough year for the Canes. Jim Larinaga is one of my favorite coaches, but Bruce Brown went down. Lonnie Walker, we don't know if he's going to go back to the draft or not. So we'll see what happens next year. This March has been insane. Mm-hmm. Real excited to see the next couple of rounds. I have no idea what's going to happen though.
Syracuse though.
Syracuse, I did call them in the Sweet 16.
You did.
So my bracket looks like crap. It looks like the ones that you ripped earlier. But I did get Syracuse. So at least one of my schools is doing well.
Well, good. Well, yesterday I had a chance to catch up with Newshouse Sports men's basketball beat reporter Will Moyo. So let's take a look at what he had to say about March Madness.
So Will, you were covering Syracuse basketball all week. Tell me about your thoughts on the Orange.
Orange did really well. Beating Arizona State was good. Beating TCU was great. No one thought they'd beat Michigan State, but 3 wins in 5 days, and they're in the Sweet 16.
All right, now let's see your bracket. What do you got here?
Okay, so I went with Arizona in my Final Four because I thought that all the speculation, Sean Miller would pick them up and they'd make it all the way to the Final Four. I was wrong.
Yeah.
I did have them beating Virginia, which a lot of people had Virginia winning it. However, they lost to UMBC. So I got that one wrong. Down in the West region, North Carolina, I had them in the Final Four.
You are not looking too good, my friend.
I'm not. So I did have some kind of upsets on the left side of the bracket. I had Florida State beating Xavier,
All right.
which they did. I had Nevada beating Cincinnati, which they did. So those were 2 wins to go against my 2 bad predictions. The right side of the bracket, Villanova, Purdue, Kansas, Duke, could all meet up in the Elite Eight. So I'm
All right,
pretty
now
feeling
let me
confident.
ask you something. I mean, upsets are the name of the game so far. Do you feel that a 1 seed could win this whole thing?
I think a 1 seed could. I think that Villanova is my pick to win it all, and they are 1 seed. I think it's tough. We're already seeing 2 drop out so far. Kansas are strong, but I think they're going to get beat by Duke. Duke have played far better than I thought they would with the freshmen so far in their first tournament.
So you're saying that you don't think Syracuse is going to beat Duke on Friday?
I do not think Syracuse will beat Duke on Friday. I also did not think Syracuse would beat Arizona State, if we're being honest.
Oh, wow.
So I was very wrong, and I'll admit that I was wrong about the Orange, having covered them all year.
Yeah.
I was at the Boston College game end of February and saw them lose 15 by 15. So I was just as surprised as half of America.
All right, well, obviously, Will does not know what he's talking about, so we have a surprise round for him to see how many mascots of the 68 teams he can name. Now, I don't know if we can get through them all, but I'm just going to throw a couple at you and see if you can guess some of the hard ones.
Okay.
All right, Creighton.
Blue Jays,
Oh, Kansas.
Jayhawks,
Kansas State.
Wildcats,
Kentucky.
Wildcats,
Davidson.
Wildcats,
Arizona.
Wildcats,
Villanova.
Wildcats.
You got all 5 Wildcats.
I got all 5 Wildcats.
Wow, you're pretty good so far. Loyola Chicago.
They are the Skybirds or Bluebirds.
Ramblers.
Ramblers.
Sister Jean, baby. Sister Jean.
She might become the new mascot.
She might. Wright State.
No idea.
Raiders. The Wright State Raiders. Xavier.
Xavier. Bulldogs?
Musketeer.
Oh, nope.
Houston.
Cougars.
UNCG.
Not a clue.
Spartans. Texas A&M.
Aggies.
Arkansas.
Razorbacks.
I like it. Penn.
Penn Quakers.
Good one. Murray State.
Not a clue.
Racers.
Racers. Okay.
Racers. Radford.
Mustangs.
Highlanders.
Highlanders.
Yes. Alabama.
Crimson Tide.
There you go. You knew that one.
I did know that one.
Butler.
Bulldogs.
Seton Hall.
Pirates.
Good one. Tennessee.
Volunteers.
Gonzaga.
Zags.
No.
Gonzaga. Nope, I got it wrong.
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Their nickname's the Zags.
All right. Syracuse.
Orange.
All right. We'll end on that one. Thank you for coming on here
Thank
today,
you.
Will.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having me.
it. And we'll send it back to the studio.
So Yvonne's favorite game to play is paper football, and I have not played this game in forever, so you're gonna have to teach me how you put up your goalposts.
Yeah, that's fine. So I've been playing this since like elementary school, so I've got trick shots and everything like that, but I'm going to take it easy on you today.
All right.
You're originally supposed to put up your goalposts like this. That way, the height differential isn't that big. You know, you're 4 fingers up, it's no problem.
All right.
But since I went to the University of Miami for my undergrad, you got to throw the U
all
whenever
right.
you can. So no, this is not how you throw the U. I'm not going to be caught dead on a TV show, someone throwing the U like this.
Oh boy.
You got to keep your thumbs as straight as possible. Put those hands up and make sure you don't got any rogue pinkies going.
Oh, okay.
All right, so-
Pinky's tight.
Pinky's tight. So we'll go
Pinky's tight.
go ahead and.
How's this?
That's perfect. We're going to be using the U for our goalposts today.
All right.
I made you a couple paper footballs.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. There you go.
Already prepared.
And we'll do, what do you want to do, best of 3?
Best of 3. Let's see.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
All right. I would say ladies first, but I'm the guest, so I think I should go first.
All right. Oh, this is hard to hold these at the same time.
All right.
I guess I'll just like put them between my knees.
You got
Is that
that?
right? Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
perfect.
All right.
Yeah. Here we go.
Wow.
Curved in.
Does that count? It landed on my
1-0.
shoulder.
That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty impressive.
All right,
I'll just,
yeah,
I'll just
1-0.
reuse this one.
All right, let's do it.
Maybe it's lucky.
Oh.
Wide.
There we go. All right. 1-0. Here we go. Told you I'm really good.
I don't think that counts.
No, I think it was wide. We'll go with your judgment. You're the host.
Tongue out like I'm Jordan.
See, a lot of people don't know how much athletic ability this takes.
It does.
Boom! On the head. 2-0. Come on, at least make it a competition.
Jeez.
Let's go.
I used to do better at this in like 2nd grade.
Well, you know, it's probably only meant
I
for
haven't
elementary school
practiced in a
kids,
while, yeah.
But I'm an elementary school kid at heart. I think it
That was
was
close.
too much height.
Maybe I gotta
You got this.
loosen up a little bit.
There you go.
Is that one?
You got one.
All right.
Right on the right side of the
Count it.
upright. Here we go.
How's
Game.
my U? How's my U?
Oh, it's perfect.
All right.
It looks like you went to the University of Miami.
Wow, I'll take that as a compliment.
Oh, almost.
Don't call the
See, the only
comeback.
problem is my thumbs are way longer than yours, so you have an advantage here. That's 2.
That's
Oh,
2.
man. 2-2.
Been here for years.
Real barn burner. It's your judgment. It's your show. What do you
I
think?
don't know. You extend the goalpost.
I'm going to say yes.
All right, we'll call it. I guess I'll give it to you.
Great job.
Thank you.
I can confidently say that if you didn't tell me that you haven't played it since 2nd grade, I would not have known.
All right. Well, thank you, Yvonne, for being on the show today. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And thank you for watching the first episode of The Wild Card. Tune in next week.